Oh boy, Sonnies, we love our next guest that we have today in studio because we all love the Capybara Cafe. We talk about them every single
and don't
day.
Don't forget about the fluffy cows.
That's right, we
With
got a
the
chance.
baby lambs.
The baby lambs, I know. Well, this incredible organization really is doing some amazing things for animals out there. So Stephanie, welcome back to the show and welcome back to representing incredible animals all over the land.
The land.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on.
Hey, so real quick touch. I know it was real major drama. We
Yes,
were talking
yes.
about it. But the break-in that happens. But just give us an update. Are the animals doing okay? How's everybody doing over there?
Actually, the animals are doing fantastic.
Awesome.
Luckily, the main animals, the capybaras, the lemurs, the wallabies, they all get transported back and forth to the sanctuary each night.
Awesome.
And the only animals that remain were like our small reptiles and guinea pigs, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Luckily, they were in their hides when Mr. Break-In Crazy Guy came in.
Yeah.
But everyone seems to be doing fantastic. They get
Thank
monitored
gosh.
every day.
Thank gosh.
Yay.
And reptiles. I mean, I think I heard like the sprinklers went off or something, right? Or am I saying that right?
No, sprinklers didn't go off, but
Oh, good.
they had covers on their cages. So
Okay.
the exposure was minimal, although I'm sure they were really terrified.
Right.
Medically wise, they seem to be doing pretty good.
I'm just so
Amazing.
glad. Right, Mel? I'm just so glad that everybody's
I'll
doing
tell you
okay.
what, people know that, we're buddies.
Yeah.
And so when I got to the gym that day, coaches at the gym that work with me, and then parents were asking, the kids were asking.
Yeah.
And my phone was blowing up because everybody loves the Capybara Cafe and
Absolutely.
the Fluffy Cow Cafe. And I'm telling you, I talk about you, and the kids want you to come to the gym, and they want you to
In
bring
all
an
of her
animal.
free
Yeah.
time.
Yes, for
They're
sure.
like, can you get her to come to the gym? I'm like, I don't know, guys.
But everybody does love what you are putting
Yes.
out there. And that's why we're excited to talk about this next chapter today. Can you give us a reveal? What are we talking about? Noah's Ark Wildlife Rescue, right?
Yeah, so we found out that there's a real need for humane wildlife trapping. And right now, kind of the thing out there in wildlife trapping is you trap the animal, and a lot of times they're euthanized and not always necessarily
Oh, wow.
very nicely.
Yeah.
And because we do the rehab side, we want to complete that circle. And so now we can actually safely trap them, get them the medical care or the rehabilitation they need, and then release them back out to the wild rather than just euthanizing them.
So we're not talking like domestic animals like cats and dogs. We're actually talking about raccoons or possums. What are we talking
Yep,
about?
raccoons, possums, skunks,
That's amazing.
coyotes, bobcats.
Coyotes.
Yeah. Yep, we can do it all. Snakes, armadillos, squirrels. I mean, any wildlife, you name it, we can trap it. Minus
So-
alligators.
What does a trap look like? I mean, I'm thinking, you know what I mean? I'm walking in the woods and I step on something and oh, there goes my ankle.
The only
like
trap I know is because I had to call one time because I didn't know a lot about wildlife, and we had possums before we
Uh-huh.
had our fence up, and they would come to the yard. I would get terrified of them.
it's the tail. It does it every
then I
time.
started learning more about a possum, and now I'm like, you guys go
They're
on.
so sweet.
Yeah.
And so I called somebody to trap them, and they put out this long metal cage.
Yeah, so
And when
there's
it goes in, it's like and it locks it in.
absolutely there's different ways to
Okay.
trap. We do not use any type of steel traps or traps that's going to harm the animal. We do have the trapping cages, but a lot of it is the knowledge that our trappers have, because I can have an animal move on and leave your home or leave your property without trapping them altogether. And we've learned that from the rehab side and working with the actual trappers who do it for a living to come up with this combined service to do both.
That's
Wow.
really cool.
How did you know this actually is going to be successful? Like, I feel like you're really redirecting these animals on where they're going to be living. How did you find this to be successful?
So the biggest part about rehabilitation is we don't want the animals in our custody. We want them back in the wild. So if we can educate the public how to keep them out of their yard and out of their trash can, it's not about our wildlife removal making proceeds. It's about teaching people to coexist with them.
Absolutely.
And that's our main goal. So most people give discounts for like being a veteran or being a school teacher. We give discounts for watching a wildlife video to help prepare you to keep them out of your yard.
Wow, awesome.
Look at these little raccoons.
I know, they're the cutest babies.
Like, hey is.
So
Yeah.
talk about like what people should know out there. What does that video look like? Is there any some insider tips that you could give us for today?
Yeah, there's a couple things that are super important. Like if you have mason jars, put your lids back on. We get lots of animals that get them trapped on their head.
Okay.
If you have a can of whatever, corn, take the lid and the can and put it separate in your garbage can, because what happens is the lid gets in there sideways and the animals get their paws caught.
You told us this last time, and I
Yeah.
have ever since have
Yeah.
always
See?
made sure.
And it's just simple education. Put the lids on your garbage cans. But the other thing is, wildlife is good to have around your property too.
They eat the
even
bugs.
though it's slightly inconvenient. Like the raccoons will eat some of the small animals. Same thing with the possums and the ticks, and they get rid of snakes. So which one do you want? Do you want snakes or do you
No,
want possums?
I don't want any snakes.
Yeah.
I want them all away from me.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, I like them. I think they're beautiful. Let's talk also about Noah's Ark, because really, truly, this is the heart of your business, is helping these animals and thriving. So can you just talk a little bit about the sanctuary?
Yeah, so our sanctuary, we have non-releasable wildlife that like can't be released for there be medical condition, health reasons, and we also do exotic pet surrenders.
Okay.
And so people get in over their head, so they'll buy a raccoon from a breeder, or they'll snatch one from the wild, and then a year later, when it's not going as
Or is
planned,
trying to eat your face off.
yeah, they don't know what to do with it. And if you release a raccoon that you caught just into the wild, they're not going to survive. They
Yeah.
don't have those instincts, so then we'll take them.
Look at the baby possum.
So being down in South Florida, do you see the wildlife obviously a little different? I mean, I know there's a big python situation down there too, right? Are you seeing
Yeah.
different animals versus in North Florida?
So for wildlife, yeah, we're getting a little bit more of like the snaky
Yeah.
alligator type, but you always have your core animals, which are the possums, raccoons, armadillos, occasionally skunks.
Yeah.
But it's all about really seeing what they're doing and how we can just get them to move on. And they'll move on. Just
Right.
don't openly give them some place to stay that's comfortable.
So, do you guys have fear when you deal with some of this wildlife? I mean, we do as just laymen because we
Yeah.
don't know how to deal with some of these situations. Because obviously the animal has fear too with it being in this environment that's being threatened. So how do you get over that? Like rabies? Do you ever get worried about things like that?
So it's a crazy common misconception. I've done wildlife rehab for over 10 years. I've never come across an animal with rabies that I found out had
I'm
rabies.
knocking
I
on
know.
wood for you.
Yes.
Yeah, but that's amazing.
But it's good. It goes to show you that it's not necessarily prevalent in our area, and people get scared. They think if a raccoon's out during the day, oh my gosh, it has rabies.
Yeah, that's
yes,
what I heard.
that's me too.
Totally not true.
Okay.
Raccoons are diurnal; they're not nocturnal. So they can be out if they have babies. They need to forage during the day. If they get scared out of their home, they'll move their dens during the day. The males sometimes will travel during the day if they're looking for females. So it's not abnormal to see them, and so there's no reason to panic. If you're concerned, call us. We'll evaluate. We'll come do an inspection. We'll help you out. Our thing is just don't assume that something's wrong.
Right, yeah. And that's what we all do. We jump to that
Listen, I'll
assumption.
tell you, I didn't know any of that about raccoons.
Yeah.
I thought that they were nocturnal, and if you're out during the day, it's bad news bears.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too.
So
Nope.
let me ask you this, Miss Stephanie. These squirrels, okay? They like to run along my back fence, and then they make my dog, Houndy Pants, Miss Daisy, go nuts. And, oh my God.
Do they have a sense of
She-
humor?
No, my hound. I know hounds are trained. That's their.
That's their
in their
thing. Yeah, yeah,
nature.
yeah.
She got one,
Aw.
and then I put it in a shovel and put it across the fence. And then my neighbor started laughing, and he said they play dead because she didn't like bite it. But then she got another
Yeah,
one.
like a possum.
So how do I keep these squirrels? I tell the squirrels, I'm like, Daisy, you get out of here. Daisy's gonna get
You
you.
will them away.
How
yeah.
do I keep them? Move it on.
Yeah,
Like, what
so
do I do?
Squirrels,
Is there a
squirrels
song?
are a little bit harder because they're making their nests kind of everywhere. There's more of them concentrated.
Well, can I evict them? Like,
You can try. There's a chance you're not gonna, but people feed them. So
Yeah.
Oh,
your
no.
neighbors might feed them, and it's a great place to hang out.
okay.
And clearly, your dog does not want he wants to use them as squeaky toys.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
They squeak once and that's it.
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness! So let's get back to the animal rescue. If is it something like the community can reach out to you if they're having a situation and you guys come out, or is this something more of like you're working with the county? What does this look like?
Nope. So it's all funded by the work we do at the cafes.
Awesome.
So everyone that goes to the cafes is supporting our efforts, not only at our sanctuary, but with our wildlife removal. And we have very, very good professional wildlife trappers that have come on board who have the same motivation. They didn't want to participate in, euthanizing the animals, and they wanted to be able to relocate them if necessary. And they weren't necessarily thrilled where they were, but we share the same ideals. And so they call us, and our whole goal is, even if it takes longer, even if it costs more, let's try to do it the right way. And
Yeah.
it's, wildlife removal with concern.
Yeah. I mean, we've seen some of St. Johns County Sheriff's Office having to deal with, oh my goodness, what was it? An ostrich just got out, and he had to like chase the ostrich down. Shout out to Tommy. But there's also alligators too. Are you equipped to handle those as well?
So we don't do alligators. Luckily, myself and my other half, we're proficient in large animal technical rescue on the back end.
Wait, what does that mean?
So when we were working for the fire department, we learned how to do technical rescue for large animals.
Okay.
So we can help assist with zoos, or if you have like a horse down, or if you've got a cow hit by a car, that
God
kind
bless,
of stuff.
yeah.
Our trappers mainly deal in the actual wildlife section. But we always say call us, and we can either tell you we can help, or we can give you to somebody who can.
Okay.
So we're not going to just pass you off. It's funny, one of our newest employees calls us a wildlife concierge.
Absolutely.
So,
and I'm
that's our
thinking
goal.
about that because you're relocating these animals, and how do you find the right environment for these animals to thrive in?
Yeah.
So our goal is to not actually relocate. Our goal is to be able to teach the homeowner to coexist, not by leaving them in their yard, but by teaching them how to get them to move on. For example, you have raccoons that are constantly getting in your garbage can. Something as simple as buying a coyote call box on Amazon and putting a mini strobe light out there for a few days will make that animal feel unsafe and will move on their own.
So like when they go like a motion light
Interesting.
almost.
Kind of, yes, but it's a strobe. And so that's what makes them nervous, not just the motion.
See, if I was the animal, I would just think it was my dance floor. Yeah, it's like, oh my
yeah.
God, it's a disco ball. Let's go.
Party. So let me ask you this, Stephanie. When you were little,
Mm-hmm.
what did you want to be when you grew up?
So that's the funny thing. I wanted to be a veterinarian.
Okay.
I've always loved animals. When I was like 6 years old, I'm not going to lie, I stole a duck from a pond.
I love this. I love
Yeah.
this.
I put it in my closet.
Stop.
Like 2 days later, my mom found it. It was a big to-do, pooped
got
all over.
grounded?
Yeah,
That
I
was-
did. I did get grounded. But that love for animals has never stopped. And so here I am today.
I mean, does your whole family love animals as much as you do? Or is that something an acquired taste?
They love
Your daughter?
like my littlest
Yeah.
loves animals.
Yeah.
Like she wants to pet everything. My two teenagers, it's like a love-hate. Like they love it.
Yeah.
And then they're tired of poop and they don't love it anymore.
Yeah, that's just teenage love, though. I
Yes.
just think that. Yeah, But
Yes.
I got to see your youngest over at the venue in Hastings. She is a spitting image of you.
Oh my gosh, she's
She
adorable.
is the most darling
Thank you.
young lady, and so sweet, and just bright and happy. It's just
She
awesome.
is.
Yeah.
And she loves the animals, which is so cute. We have a little baby fennec fox that sleeps in her bed. And so
Oh my goodness.
she's very excited about
What's
it.
his name? The fox.
Atticus.
Atticus.
Oh, from like Atticus Finch
I don't know.
from
I
the
just
book.
thought it was
What's
cool.
that book? Sheen, what's that? Thank
To
you.
Kill a
To
Mockingbird.
No, I
That's
just thought it was
right.
cool.
So how can people tell the difference between responsible care and then the exploitation of care?
So, are you talking about wildlife trapping specifically?
Yeah.
So, it's kind of a touchy subject. A lot of trappers out there, I mean, they're there to do a job, they're there to make profit. I understand that. They don't always necessarily have the animal's best interest. And that's the part that kind of like breaks my heart because I feel like we have a duty to these animals and to do the right thing by them. And, snatching a mom and leaving the babies behind
Yeah.
is not the right thing to do. And
Yeah.
I get it that it might cost your employee another couple hours, but that's the cost of coexisting with them. And if
Yeah.
you're not willing to do that, then that's the hard part. We want to come in and, we're not looking to take business from anyone. What I'm hoping is that other trappers will say, dang, that's a good way to do it. Let's do that also.
Love that, the inspiration
Educate.
there.
And
yeah.
so if we can bring us all together, that's my biggest goal. And if we can't, then you know what? We'll do it right and we'll do it everywhere and we'll do it.
Better than you.
That's our goal.
So are there particular hours to call or to contact you guys? How does it, like, let's just do a hypothetical situation. I have a bunch of raccoons and I need you guys to come out to teach me how
You're
to
gonna
coexist.
summon them to your house.
How's an appointment work?
You call us up and we give you all the details and we come out. We have after hours, we have emergency call, we have on call. We're there for the animal.
Awesome.
And our trappers are there for the animals.
Super expensive for people? Is it something that I should have a savings fund just in case?
No, so the good thing is we are trying to price below just the trappers in the area. So
Awesome.
that way
Okay.
we're automatically competitive.
Correct.
In addition to that, we give discounts based on education.
Okay.
So my goal is not to have you as a repeat customer. My goal is to take care of what you need to take care of and then teach you how to do it yourself.
Yeah.
Because for us, you having the same problem with raccoons makes you tired of raccoons or armadillos versus us teaching you how to keep them out of your yard. And now when you see them, you're not disliking them. It's just another animal that you're existing with.
Yeah, shepherding to another to a
Yeah.
different
You
area.
better watch. They're gonna be
Yeah.
raccoons at your house.
That's
You
okay
summon
because
them.
now I know who
of
to
them.
call, and now I
Yes.
know that
I
it's all
remember-
about coexistence. I
Yes.
think that's what we're driving to. I think that's really
Absolutely.
important.
I will say, I always called them like the trash pandas.
Yeah, I love trash pandas.
When you came and we did the interview in the black box, you had
Yeah.
that raccoon with you, the little guy.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
He was a ham.
Such a
He
cutie.
is.
He was silly.
Yep, he still is.
He got himself out of the cage and was running around the black box.
So one of the
Yeah.
things that I love is that you also support other organizations, that other rescues out there. Do you have any other stories that since the last time we talked to you that you've been partnering with?
So we're in the process of starting a program called Beyond Release, where we're going to fund a research project that's studying releasing these wildlife. So are we
Awesome.
doing it right? And this is as a whole. This is all over the state of Florida. So as a whole, are we doing it right? Are these animals surviving? Clearly, that costs money, and the proceeds, again, from the cafe goes to fund that. There's a wonderful organization called Woodside Wildlife Rescue in Mississippi. They were super low on funds, and a couple weeks ago, we took an entire team of 8 out to another rehabber's facility who was a bear rescue, super fantastic rehabber named
Wow.
Lisa Stoner, and she was donating fencing. But they couldn't get the fencing from Florida to Mississippi. So we had a crew of 8 to 10 that came in and we took down fencing all day long. I mean, we had ticks all over us.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure each one of us got injured in some way. But again, the goal was to be able to give her some fencing
help.
so she can build a new center. And
This
so
is incredible.
it's fun. I wake up every day and I love every part of what I do. Now I'm exhausted on a daily
Yeah,
basis,
absolutely.
but I love it. I
Yeah.
can't. I mean, I woke up this morning, fed a bunch of baby raccoons, a couple foxes, and then jammed over here.
This is amazing. I
I'll
can
tell you-
see joy
Yeah.
just shining
Yes.
through her. It's
and
amazing.
I love that. I say this every time. I love that her last name is Angel because she really is an angel to the
Yeah.
community and to the animals.
Absolutely.
I
Your name
appreciate
suits
it.
you.
I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
It's not just me though. We have a whole team. None of them like to actually go talk on
Yeah.
like anything, but we have a wonderful team behind us, and honestly, I couldn't do it without any of them. So.
And you have a wonderful community that will always
Yeah,
support you.
thank
This
you.
is
We're
amazing.
excited, and we thank you guys so much for your support because I know you're always out here championing our cause. I'm not one to ask for donations. I'm not good at it, but what I can do is show you the stuff that we're actually doing for the community.
Good, and we are good at asking for donations.
Speaking of asking, I'm going to do a call to action for the community
Let's
for Miss
do it.
Stephanie
Here she
Angel,
is.
Animal Woman of the Land. They need volunteers, guys.
Yeah.
At Capybara Cafe, they also need volunteers at Fluffy Cow. And if you really want to play with Stephanie all day long and have a good time and you really, really love animals, Capybara Cafe is hiring.
Yeah.
Yes.
Get out there and volunteer if you have a high school age kid who needs service hours. Or if you're a stay-at-home mom and you need a break from the duties while your kids are at school or
Yeah.
summertime break.
You know what I'm thinking, Mel?
volunteer
I'm
as a
thinking,
family.
I'm thinking about a lot of our agricultural families that support us too.
Oh,
So this would be a
absolutely.
wonderful way to
Yes.
to get entrenched with some incredible animals. How can people contact you? What's the best way?
Best way is to go to our email, which is Noah's Ark Sanctuary at AOL.com.
Perfect.
And just tell us you're interested. We'll set you up for an interview. It could be, grandma that's got 2 days a week that just
Yeah.
wants to be a docent,
A
giving
retiree.
education. Absolutely. Like you said, the high schoolers, because we're growing, our current staff is kind of leveling up, and we need people to fill their places. And so we have opportunity for growth as well.
Love this. Love this.
Love it.
So good. Thank you so much for your
Yeah,
time.
thank you,
I'm
guys.
so excited
Me
for this
too.
new venture. And we've got
Me too.
way more chats up ahead because the future is very bright, right?
Yes, for
I
sure.
love it.
It's very sunny.
Awesome. And we're going to take a quick break with Maritime Creative and Flashes and Brilliance.